I am so sick of talking about this old fool, this Donald Trump. I have spent a year. No, let me change that. I spent the better part of 4 years having this son of a bitch crawl around inside my conscious and unconscious mind like a maggot, just making me sick and crazy, just sick and crazy. 22, 23 more days of this fool, and we will be, as we say in the South, we will be shed of him, right? But I still have a couple things that have to be said about this filthy cretin, which I'm about to do here in a second. Plus, stick around because I got a letter from my good friend, Dr. Saxman, who plays with the Count Basie Orchestra and has become a very good friend. Believe it or not, it amazes me that people can become friends and know deep, dark secrets about each other without having met, because of the internet, because of emails, because of texts, because of sharing things, because of talking with these little electronic squiggles that flow across a computer screen. It's amazing to me. Blows me away. I'll get to that in a minute. Earlier today, the orange bastard lashed out at his fellow Republicans. Of course, Trump's not a Republican. He's a Nazi. He's just a goddamn Nazi, that's all. But let's play along. He lashed out at his fellow Republicans who lead the Republican Party on Capitol Hill. He should understand he's not talking to Republicans. He's talking to Christian fascists. Republican Party's dead. That sumbitch died, I don't know, some time ago, I guess with the election of Trump. But anyway, he got in their case both for not fully embracing his claims of election fraud. Election fraud. This son of a bitch will be talking about this when they bury him, right? And he got all pissed off because the Republicans on Capitol Hill allowed an override of his veto of the defense authorization bill, allowed it to advance. Now Bernie Sanders is saying, not until this other thing's taken care of. But Trump lost his shit, and he starts accusing. Well, this is what he tweeted: "Quote: We need," these are all caps, "we need new and energetic Republican leadership." Oh, really? These old white bastards, these Christian fascists who run the you want new leadership? Okay. And Trump added, "This cannot stand." Oh, sit down and shut up, fool. This cannot stand. Now, he went on. He had, according to the Washington Post, he had a string of morning tweets in which he continued to air his little pissy grievances about the election, including his claims of fraud in Pennsylvania. Ooh. Now, in his tweets, because Trump is essentially a coward and a scum, he didn't mention any Republican leaders by name, but Mitch McConnell is one of those that he was targeting. I mean, the Republican senators the Republican senators, when they're in session, they don't fart unless they get permission from Mitch McConnell. They have to raise their hand. "What do you want?" "Leader, I need to fart." "When's the last time you farted?" Yesterday? We're going to take a vote on it. I mean, these fools don't do anything without Mitch McConnell. So obviously that's who Trump was targeting. And the main reason, like I mentioned the other day, is because 2 weeks ago, McConnell recognized Biden as the new president. And he's also told Republican senators, the one who have to get his permission to fart, that they're not going to participate in any challenges to the Electoral College votes when Georgia or when Congress meets to certify the results next week, right? Oh, God. So anyway, in one of his tweets, Trump said, Quote, can you imagine if the Republicans stole a presidential election from the Democrats? All hell would break out. He went on, Republican leadership only wants the path of least resistance. Our leaders, and then in parentheses, not me, of course, are pathetic. Oh, Jesus Christ. They only know how to lose. P.S. I got many senators and congressmen and congresswomen elected. I do believe they forgot. End quote. Oh, man, this guy really. And earlier in a series of tweets, the Orange Bastard took aim at members of his own party and those he was protesting the House vote yesterday to override his veto of the defense bill, and the vote was 322 to 87, which was way more than the 2/3 of the House that was needed to override Trump's ridiculous veto. Anyway, Trump also added, quote, weak and tired Republican leadership will allow the bad defense bill to pass. And then he wrote, negotiate a better bill or get better leaders now. Senate should not improve the National Defense Authorization Act until fixed. Jesus Christ. And just a few hours after Trump's vomitous tweet, the Turtle signaled during his speech on the Senate floor that, yes, indeed, his chamber, the Senate, will override Trump's veto tomorrow. The Turtle said, quote, soon this important legislation will be passed into law. I would urge my colleagues to support this legislation one more time when we vote tomorrow, blah, 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 end quote. Oh, and among the Orange Bastard's public complaints were that the Defense Authorization Act ordered the Pentagon to change the names of these military installations that commemorate filthy, rotten American traitors who should have been shot on the goddamn spot right after the end of the Civil War. When Robert E. Lee surrendered and handed his sword ceremoniously to, who was it, McClellan? I don't even know who. Was it Grant? I don't know. I don't give a shit. But as soon as he turned over his sword, he should have been taken behind the courthouse in Virginia, had a goddamn bullet put in his forehead. Are you kidding me? So the NDAA includes change the names, and it's starting with Fort Hood, the largest military installation, I think, on earth, Fort Hood, Texas, named after one of these traitorous dogs who rose up against the United States the way Trump has. The way Trump is trying to push other people into taking up arms against the United States. Son of a bitch. The NDA also restricted the Orange Bastard's ability to pull troops out of Germany, South Korea, and Afghanistan. And it did not repeal an unrelated law giving certain liability protections to technology companies. That was also in the bill, which was vetoed by Trump and overridden by the House, and it's going to be overridden by the Senate tomorrow. Jesus, I hate this man. I guess you know that, don't you? Which man is that, Mike? And then today also, the Turtle, McConnell, the ugliest man in the entire legislative branch of government. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And Mitch McConnell is one ugly bastard. I mean, he really, really is. So today he blocked consideration of a House bill that would deliver that $2,000 stimulus payment or relief payment to most Americans. And in doing so, he gave the middle finger to Trump, who said it should be $2,000 instead of $600 in the relief bill. And keep in mind that Trump doesn't give a goddamn. I said this the other day. Trump doesn't care. $2,000, 2 cents. He doesn't care. It's just that he was trying to push his thumb into Mitch McConnell's eye. And Mitch McConnell just took Trump's thumb out of his eye and pushed it right back. Isn't that nice? Huh? This is your white man Christian fascist leadership. There it is. Yeah? Now, as the Washington Post reports, this move by McConnell is apparently just the beginning of some clashes that are likely to focus the Senate for the rest of the week. We have important things to be done, but they're doing this niggly shit that only white male Christians could get involved in. Democrats are pushing for an up or down vote on the House bill. And Republicans acknowledge a need for larger stimulus checks. Some of them do. I guess those would be the Republicans. The Christian fascists don't. And those among those who are calling for more money are all of a sudden, guess who? Guess who? David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, who find themselves in this re-election battle that'll decide the fate of the Senate this coming a week from today. And a Republican senator from Nebraska, one Deb Fisher, I guess that's Debbie something. She lent her support, declaring that, quote, people are hurting and we need to get them more aid, end quote. Yeah, well, Ms. Fisher, you've had many occasions to make that very clear over the past year. Is this the first time you said anything? I'd wager it is. Anyway, the turtle, instead of just calling for an up or down vote on this, he considered, according to the Post, Trump's Sunday statement that called for not only larger checks, but also curbs on large tech companies to stop the tech companies from eliminating the treasonous horseshit that Trump and the QAnon assholes and the Proud Pricks and all these fifth columnists in this country who should be, they should have their citizenship taken away from them. No, I'm serious. I abso-goddamn-lutely mean that. And Trump doesn't want that to happen. He wants that fifth column in the United States for as long as he's sucking air so he can inspire them to commit treason, which is what Trump's next move after he's broomed out of the White House is. He's going to be the treason boy, promoting other people to do the shit work for him. That's Trump. Oh, so what do you have here? In this most insane year, in one of the most insane years in the history of this republic, you have some super strange political bedfellows, do we not? Trump is now aligned with the Democrats who hate his ass in Congress. Those Democrats have tried to get larger stimulus payments for months as the economy continues to get worse and people continue to struggle. And the orange bastard plays golf, and the turtle does, I don't know what the hell McConnell does in his spare time. Talk with his Chinese overlords, maybe? I have no idea. Oh. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.